I am sure that growing up, everyone had that one game where they were completely obsessed with it, that stuck with them, that meant a lot to them while they were growing up. And for me, one of those games was Pokemon Emerald. I mean, when I got the game, along with my copy of Leaf Green, I would not come off the damn things. I would literally be like sitting there and I'll be playing it as much as I can. I remember being in a car and it was dark and I couldn't see my Game Boy because it was so freaking dark. But I was like, I need to beat Gary. And this is when I was playing Leaf Green. Because, you know, that stuck with me for quite a lot of my life. It's something that I think about sometimes, like remembering myself growing up, I suppose. And because it's my birthday month, I'm getting up there. That's the thing. 25. Happy birthday. I just want to share some things that meant a lot to me growing up, and quite a lot of that has to do with games, and I just wanted to share, you know, some of my favorite games, and I want to just kind of go through what I loved about each game and what kind of experience that I linked them with, and I think that'll be quite interesting, actually. I'm saying that because it's my video and you should definitely subscribe. And follow me on Twitter. So without further ado, I think we should get into the video and let's reminisce together. Yeah. But... I'm tired. I wish I had some kind of entertainment, like, to watch, because I'm all snuggled up in bed, you know? Who are you?
Child, you don't know who I am. I'm you, but from the future or something. Come here to tell you that there are things you could watch on the internet to pass the time.
Okay. How did you get in?
Yes. If you go to https://www.twitch.tv/Rozzachu, then you get to watch streams whenever I or you go live. It is an amazing experience, and you'll be missing out on funny moments such as banana virus, for I have caught banana virus, which explains my arms. But don't worry, because I'm such a gamer, I have decided to start doing merch stuff, so you can buy merch and things. So do that as well. There's some cool stuff over there, designed by a friend called Redbeard. You know of them.
Okay, well, thanks for the info.
Now I must return to my own home planet.
Look, I don't know where I came up with this idea, but I just did, okay? So just run with it. Wait, just watch the video. Just watch the video and do what the apparition says, or I'm probably gonna die, so.
長編映画が間もなく始まりますので、収容席に座ってください。一緒に飛んでいただきありがとうございます。
Super Mario Sunshine was the first game that I remember playing. Like, it was the first game I remember playing, taking it to my dad's. Like, I used to bring my GameCube with me just to play it, and then when I had to go back home, I'd bring it back with me. I remember just the amount of fun that I've had with it. I remember being told off for playing it too much. That's how much I love this game, and it's kind of cemented within me at like how much I love Mario games now, because of Mario Sunshine, I just fell in love right there and there. The GameCube was my first major console, like the one that I owned. I remember when I had completed the game, I was really upset because I thought that when I completed games, I had to get rid of them. And I just want to like go back in time and just like tell my younger self, don't get rid of this game because you're going to love it and you're going to regret getting rid of it. And when I found out that it came out on the Switch, I bought it immediately. Like, it's the only reason I bought the collection on Switch was because of Super Mario Sunshine. It's just always been a fun, colourful, bright, happy game, and I love the characters, I love the setting, like, I love the premise of it, and, like, it's even continued to be one of my favourite speedrun games to watch. I absolutely adore this game, like, on all levels. It's such a good game. Like, it used to get ragged on quite a bit, but I think, like, the mechanics are really good and tight, and everything just feels good to control. Just the delay. It's not the delay, I'm amazing. And it's fun, and honestly, that's kind of what I wanted in a game when I was growing up. Ow, I even remember this, like, secret level where I was in, like, a fish tank thing, but I didn't even realize that there were 2 pieces of glass in it, so I didn't know I could just wall jump out, so I was stuck at the bottom, just, like, not being able to know what to do. After all these years, Super Mario Sunshine is a really good platformer. It's got a really nice art style. The story is... oh, it's a Mario story. It's not great, but, like, for what it is, it's a great game. And if you haven't played it, I definitely recommend picking it up. Especially on the Switch if you can. But if not, you can probably go on a dolphin simulator or something. Next game! Sure is spooky around these parts. Like, really spooky. I just kind of I was in a tropical place, and now suddenly I'm in a dark mansion. What the hell is this place? What? What is this place? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch this video to pass the time while you rant on about stuff, I guess. Luigi's Mansion is a game that scared the shit out of me, like, for real. Like, when I was a kid, I was scared. I got this and Super Mario Sunshine at the same time, and I was scared. Like, this game genuinely scared me. I never completed it until so many years later, and after watching like 2 or 3 different walkthroughs, I finally had the courage to download it onto an emulator and finally played the game. And I'll just say, fuck Chauncey. Like, for real, just fuck Chauncey. Like, that baby scared the ever-living shit out of me. But you know what? I'm older, I'm stronger, and you're just a little goo-goo gaga baby bitch. Get fucking wrecked. And hey, look, here's a little bit of extra trivia as well.
Oh yeah.
That's the stream. Like that's when you hit follow. Like on my stream. You can test this out by following me on stream. Can you believe that? That's so weird. Anyway, yeah. Very quick one. Scared the shit out of me. Played it later. Loved the ever shit out of it. And yeah. Definitely recommend. Next game. I think Animal Crossing New Horizons came out at the perfect time. Genuinely at the perfect time. For me, for everyone. I think that's why it got so popular, pretty much. Because of a thing that we're not going to really talk about because everyone's sick of talking about it. I've got COVID-15.
COVID? You got COVID?
I've never heard it called that before. Oh my god.
Hello, this is Brother Jew. This is COVID-16.
This game came along and pretty much solved boredom. Or it even solved the sad things in your life. It was just like, hey, here's a whimsical thing where you get to be friends with literally everyone and they all love you and you get to make your own island and it's pretty fucking good. Like, you can't really fault it, to be fair. For me personally, I mean, I've put 300 and something hours into it, which is quite a lot for me to put into a game that I've only had for, well, less than 2 years. Just having a comfort game where you can just go in and you can just forget the woes of the world and you can just make and build and yeah, like, I think this game was absolutely perfect for when this game came out. Now, for me personally, I'd never played an Animal Crossing game before, so I didn't really know how they worked. So when I first actually started playing the game, I wanted just to go in and design my island, my dream island. I just wanted to go, balls to the wall, let's go, let's do this. But I learned that Animal Crossing, you can only do so much in one day. There are certain actions that you can only do once a day or a few times a day. So for me, it was like, oh shit, like I have to slow down. Like I have to do things day by day instead of doing everything in one go. And I think that actually really benefited me. I mean, personally, I was going through kind of a bit of a rough time. And this game was an escape mechanism. I was able just to go and just to turn off for a little while and to take it slow and take it day by day. And I think that's what Animal Crossing has taught me to do a little bit more now, is just to take things day by day. I don't need to rush and do everything all in one go because there's just enough time to slow down and to kind of evaluate where you are. I still dip in and out of the game every now and then, and that's usually if I stream it, like to do some house designing, or if I go back and just clean up my island, say hello to the residents, that kind of thing. I think kind of we all fell off at the same time, but honestly, this is something that I'm going to remember and keep for a really long time, because I love all of the residents that have come and stayed on the island with me, and I love my island, and even though there are things that I want to change about it, I can, but I don't have to do it right now. I can just come back to it when I need to and do things bit by bit. And yeah, thank you Animal Crossing for coming out at the perfect time and for teaching me just slow down. You're fine. Just chill out. Enjoy what you have right now and work towards something better. Yeah. Wholesome 100. I think Breath of the Wild is something different. As in, it's probably a near perfect game. Like, I'm not joking. I got this back in 2017 with my first paycheck at my first job, and I have absolutely loved this game ever since. This game is phenomenal. Like, the setting, the story, the atmosphere, the stakes, the odds, the everything. It's so much fun. It's so thrilling, engaging. The mechanics are absolutely amazing. But that's the tip of the iceberg. Breath of the Wild was a Zelda game that got me interested in Zelda. I had previously played other Zelda titles, but this got me interested in wanting to play more Zelda. There's something different about this one, though. Whereas in previous Zeldas, it was kind of hand-holdy and a little bit, you know, do this and then do that. Very linear. But Breath of the Wild literally throws you in and lets you go wild. Pun intended! One of my first major memories of the game is galloping through East Akala, through the orange and red and green trees, and just taking in the sights and just kind of being there in the moment. And I mean, I played this game probably how it was intended to play, where you do all 4 of the main dungeons and then you do the final boss, but I kept coming back. I've done the final boss quite a lot of times, and when I saw the screen after you destroy Ganon, I genuinely cried. Like, that, it's always there. Like, as soon as you start the game, it's destroy Ganon, and right at the end, it was... The feeling was indescribable. The story is so tragic, but so good, and things turn around, and you learn through the world, through the characters, through the memories, that this world is like filled to the brim with amazing stuff, and it is showing its age a little bit already. However, it's not something that takes away from the experience. Breath of the Wild is something that I think everyone needs to play. It's an amazing game. Like, it's as simple as that. I absolutely love it. I have a big framed picture on my wall of Breath of the Wild. I love it. I absolutely love it. Honestly, this was just one of the highlights of my gaming experience. It was amazing, and there's nothing else that was like it or has been like it since. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. The Last of Us Part 2 is amazing, and I want to give it a little bit of a backstory. when The Last of Us came out, everyone was shocked and awed. It was an amazing experience. No one had expected to see it. And it pretty much defined not only the platform it was on, but also an entire generation of games, and also an entire genre of games. The Last of Us was amazing. It was like peering into just a small group of people in this destitute, broken world. There was an amazing story in there. And I mean, at the time, everyone was like watching a let's play of it. They were watching the cutscenes, they were seeing videos, they were playing it themselves, talking about it with their friends. It was universally an amazing game, and so beautiful in this world of horror and terror, and you know, it was a journey. And then The Last of Us 2 came out and wasn't received as well. No matter what your opinion on The Last of Us 2 is, I think it's safe to say that it is still an amazing game. It controls amazingly. The absolute detail, attention to detail in the game is phenomenal. Everything the first game did, this one did better. And you may not agree on that on some certain fronts. I know some people don't like the writing, some people don't like the characters, and that's totally fair. I just personally love every single aspect about The Last of Us Part 2 as well. I love it as much, if not even more, than the first game. The characters feel real and believable, and the story is emotional and heart-wrenching, and again, it can be such a beautiful and ugly thing at the same time. It was just like the first game. No matter what your opinion on the game is, I think that it's still an amazing game, and I think it still needs to be analysed. And I would absolutely love to do, you know, a 2-3+ hour video on it, like a H-Bomber Guy video essay. I might do that one day. Leave a comment, but in my opinion, I think it's an amazing game. I have my reasons, and if you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. I respect that. Awesome. Personally, The Last of Us Part 2 was just an emotional, amazing, beautiful, but ugly story, and the characters feel believable. The story just continues from the first game. Yeah, I loved it. It was something else. Just like the Uncharted collection as well. Both Uncharted and The Last of Us were genre-defying in a way that Uncharted, for example, took a lot of stuff from the old Tomb Raider games. The exploration, the treasure finding, everything like that. But added in their own thing. And now even the rebooted Tomb Raider is now copying aspects of Uncharted, which I find quite funny. But even Uncharted 4 was made... The story was made by, or written by the same guy, Neil Druckmann. And again, it just goes into like... It makes so much sense to go into how Nathan Drake is feeling after so many years of doing it, you know. After the struggles and things like that. They all come to the surface. And I'm gonna also just say Uncharted, like the series, has also been amazing for me. Because, again, it started off as a whimsical, hey, here's another Tomb Raider, but it slowly became more than that. I cared more about the characters. I cared less about the treasure that was being found. I cared more about the stories and the interactions of each different character. And that's a twofer. That's a 2-in-1. Yeah, count yourself lucky, guys. Anyway, next game.
Trigger.
Did you really think you could watch a Rozzachu video without me talking about Kill la Kill? You were wrong, baby! I should quickly mention for this section that anime rights holders are kind of a little bit weird. So I'm going to have to include mostly YouTube music that I'm allowed to use. So just please bear that in mind. I do apologize. I can't show any story stuff or anything like that either, because apparently the developer strikes down story stuff. So this is all purely survival and battle modes, pretty much. So yeah, sorry. Just had to preface that. Yeah. Kill La Kill If is a game I have on PS4, and I have a love-hate relationship with this game, but I do have an important life-changing experience I have to share with you. 2, actually. 1, it's Kill La Kill. If you've seen my Kill La Kill tier list video, which by the way you should go and watch after this one, I got a platinum in this game, but I wanted to show you at what cost. What did it cost? Everything. So, I decided to redo probably one of the hardest challenges, except it's not really hard if you cheese it. If you play it normally, it's pretty difficult, but I did it the cheese way, so please enjoy this mad compilation of me doing 50 consecutive wins in the survival challenge with Marco. Enjoy. This is, yeah.
満貫色マコ対犬ムタ砲火いざ尋常に決闘開始決着開始決意表明演説開始
Okay.
大川論破継続大川論破
Will this work a third time? It's over. It is over. Yeah, it's over. Yep, it's over. It's over. It's over. Like, genuinely, like, this is... Get used to watching this cutscene, because it's... Yeah, this game is over now. Yep, it's over.
満貫色マコ対ガマゴーリイラいざ尋常に決闘開始カウンター
Bye.
戦意喪失
So what I've done is that I've got my, like, Valor thing to the max, and then I just use a combo and then use the special ability it gives you at max.
満貫開始カウンター
Yep, like that.
開始戦意喪失開始
Goodbye.
戦意喪失戦意喪失戦意喪失
Goodbye.
戦意喪失と開始
I don't think you guys realize, like, how, like, this, I did this and it got so annoying doing the same thing. It's funny because it's, like, so exploitable.
開始
Sorry, Satsuki. Goodbye.
戦意喪失 開始
Sorry, Satsuki.
満貫色マコ対気流院殺
Oh no, a deadly foe.
尋常に
Bye.
戦意喪失
Goodbye.
戦意喪失満貫色マコ対満貫色マコ
Oh no,
いざ尋
it's
常に
me.
決闘開始
Inferior.
戦意喪失戦意喪失満貫
Hey, they finally changed the stage. Okay, well, we didn't like. We haven't not seen this cutscene. Anyway, back to what we were doing before. Bye, Gamagori. There's 50. There we go. Nice. Thanks for watching, guys. So yeah, Kill la Kill If is a pretty good game, if I'm gonna be honest. The art style is absolutely phenomenal. The gameplay is really nice to play. So it's a great time to be a Kill la Kill fan. However, it does get a little bit boring. The story mode is, yeah, it's you know, it's a Kill la Kill type story, but it's like it goes off in its own direction, which is really cool. But yeah, pretty fun game. And I do recommend it if you're a Kill la Kill fan. If you're not a Kill la Kill fan, maybe look somewhere else. Portal 2 is definitely my favourite Valve game. And I first played it on the PS3. And I remember when I got it back, I think it was 2011, 2012, somewhere around that time. I absolutely loved this game. I knew it from the back of my hand. I could play it all the way through, and recently I did on stream. I played through the whole game in less than 3 hours. Like, Portal 2 is a fun puzzle game with lots of charm and jokes and, like, genuinely a really interesting backstory on this amazing science facility. And if you've played the first one, you'll absolutely love the second one if you haven't played it yet, because honestly, anytime someone recommends me this game, I say, have you played Portal 2? Go and play Portal 2, because it's absolutely, it's just a phenomenal game. The humor is so unique and funny, and I absolutely love this game. And the co-op mode is just a doorway to chaos, and that fits perfectly for me. Like, Portal 2 is just an all-round fun puzzle game that really actually gets your mind kind of going. And anytime you're not doing a puzzle, the dialogue is so funny and intriguing and interesting that it's amazing. It's been one of my top favorite games of all time for over a decade now. You know, it's amazing, and I heartily recommend it. Yeah, it's great. Go and pick it up on Steam, because you could run it on a potato, and that's a joke as well. So play Portal 2. It's great. Call of Duty Zombies. Oh, what a classic. Not only, look, I'm just gonna bundle Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, World at War, Black Ops 1. I'm gonna bundle all of them into one big thing, because I remember that, like, a period in my life where I absolutely loved Call of Duty games. Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite multiplayer. World at War was my favorite campaign. Black Ops was my favorite side content. Like, all three of these games are such fun for me personally. Back in, like, 2009, is it? 2009? I don't know, but, like, I was playing the ever-loving shit out of these games. I absolutely love them, and you'll see behind me, playing some Call of Duty Zombies on Nocta and Toten, but I also love playing on, like, Kino to Toten, and I really got into, like, watching Modern Warfare 2 channels recently, so I've just been, like, reminiscing, so I had to include this very quickly. Call of Duty back in kind of those days were excellent, and I love Modern Warfare 2019, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that game, but, you know, nothing will ever beat the classics, I don't think. But yeah, I just had to quickly mention them right here because absolutely insane. I loved all of them, and yeah, I got to reminisce as well because I had to play some to get footage. So yeah, nice. I really need to calm down with my video lengths. Anyway, next game. I couldn't go without talking about Halo 3. Again, it was around the same era as the Call of Duty games, but Halo was a really fun sandbox. Specifically, Halo 3 is the one I've played the most. This footage, by the way, was recorded by my good friend PadreDaffy because I didn't have access to the game while making this video. So link on screen, link in description for PadreDaffy stuff. Go check them out; they're really cool. But yeah, sorry, yeah. The story, as far as I remember, was really good. I remember the Arbiter being like my favorite character, like ever. I loved that guy. I absolutely loved the sandbox where I remember being in Forge mode and going over friends and making like little mini games and things and like playing against each other, and I absolutely adored this game. This game was just really fun to play. It was really fun to make things in. Obviously the machinima as well. Basically this game spawned machinima, this one and other Halo games, and I even played ODST after it. You know, this game got me interested in Halo, and even though I haven't really revisited them again because that's when I got rid of my Xbox, I still had a lot of fun with this, and I absolutely loved playing Halo 3. And I just remember going around my friends and we had like these chips, and they were so good. Like, how the fuck did they make chips that good? I have no idea. But yeah, anyway, Halo 3. I couldn't go without not mentioning it because I missed this game and I want to revisit it soon. So yeah, love this game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely something different because it's a beautifully made game. I rag on Rockstar quite a lot for their online aspects of their games, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is genuinely an amazing story with amazing characters, and there's nothing like it on a story basis. Arthur Morgan is one of the best characters that the Rockstar group has ever come up with. Arthur Morgan feels like a living, breathing character. Everyone in this game feels like a living, breathing character, and the world is amazing and detailed and expansive, and it's great. It's honestly an all-round experience. I genuinely believe that this game, even though I've played it so recently, has been so... it's just stuck with me so much. And at the end, when Arthur was diagnosed with tuberculosis and eventually died, I got one of the best but saddest endings for Arthur. I genuinely grieved because it felt like after all this time I was looking in on this family of people doing things, going about their lives, trying to survive, and it all fell apart. And for Arthur felt like someone I knew and loved, and he felt like part of my family. And it seems really dumb, but there's no really other way to explain it. I just felt sadness, and yeah, I still feel sad talking about it. But this is genuinely a fantastic and amazing game, and if you haven't played it, set aside a week, sit back and enjoy the ride. Seriously, it's amazing. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. It's amazing. Okay, quick fire round. So I'm just gonna list a bunch of games really quickly and talk about why I like them. So first off, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Really interesting insight into psychosis. That's really cool. The gameplay was really good, really fun. I love the world. I love the characters. They're all good. Yakuza 0, a fun camp beat 'em up style game, RPG thing. It's amazing. I absolutely loved it. Got me interested in the series, and now I'm gonna play through like all of the games at some point because I can't wait because I love the style. Darksiders 2, pretty good actually. It's one of my favorite RPGs back in the PS3 days. That's when I first played it. Really good, really fun. I love again like the expanse of it, the world, the everything. It was really cool. The combat was fun. Saints Row 2, love this game. I absolutely adored this game. I love the story, I love the characters. I need to replay this again soon because it's so good. GTA 5, the story mode specifically, the story is amazing. I love it. The characters are so funny, like the interactions they have with each other. I've been playing it on the Chaos Mod edition on my stream on special occasions, so if you should follow me there, but so you can join in. Gary's Mod, I put over 600 hours into this game back in school because I was really interested in making machinimas and things like that, and I never actually made good machinima, but there we go. I just had fun like messing around with the mechanics and everything like that. Mirror's Edge, I mean, who doesn't love Mirror's Edge? It was a fun gimmick where you could run around parkour things, and the sequel expanded on that, which was really cool. It wasn't what I was expecting, but then again, Mirror's Edge was really cool. I just didn't like that it leaned into the combat a bit. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, absolutely love this. I showed this to someone recently, and I watched them play through it, and I loved revisiting it, kind of like the story. But it's definitely my favorite Assassin's Creed. It's the best controlled one in my opinion. Absolutely loved it. It's gorgeous. Alien Isolation as well. Alien Isolation scared the shit out of me. It's the only horror game to actually scare the shit out of me, but I absolutely loved it, and it was so funny because it took me finishing it on stream to actually get through the game. So yeah, nice. That's a quick fire round, but right, I'm gonna hand it over to Future Chew to talk to Past Chew to talk to my friends about what games they enjoyed. I need to calm down with my video lengths. Yes, you do, me. Calm the fuck down.
But I guess the game that is my favorite and or impacted me the most, and it's a lot of people look at me weird when I say it, because, you know, it's not the most normal favorite game in the whole world, is Madden 06, and specifically Madden 06, because back when I was in, you know, like the foster home that I lived at, I lived with a bunch of guys, and I lived mostly with high school guys. I was about, 8, 9, 10. I didn't really have money to go out and buy OG Xbox games myself. I was a child. Well, my foster brothers at the time were, buying games and stuff like that. They would allow me to play their Xbox games and whatnot. And we didn't really have a large collection of games. A lot of the time they played Madden a lot because they were big football fans. When I first played it, I didn't really care for football, and I didn't care for it at all, really. The only reason I played it was because, I wanted to be like my big foster brothers. And I played it and I endured it, kind of, at the beginning. I didn't know anything about football, I didn't understand it, but what I really loved was creating players, creating teams, creating fields. There was such a creative suite in that game. It allowed me to be like, I didn't have to just play the game. There was so many modes that were really fun, mini games, and it allowed me to just, I guess it's sort of a bias because, it's what I played when I was little, and it's what I had at the time. But it allowed me to, at the time, be as creative as I wanted to be. Because that's what I had that's the resources I had. It allowed me to do really what I wanted to do in video game stance and sort of appreciate something that I didn't appreciate before, which is, football. And to this day, I now appreciate football a lot more. Watch it on, Sundays when it's in season and everything like that. But I feel like that allowed me to express myself through a medium that isn't very normal. But I really enjoyed it, and it's what I could use at the time to do that sort of thing, to express my creativity. And I'll say to this day, it's one of the most expansive and realistic, well, I won't say realistic, but simulated football games of the day, other than, that's Madden 06, my favorite, most impactful game.
Man, why do I love Xenoblade X? It's a big game. Fun game. Tons to explore. Xenoblade X is just dope, man. It was my first big, massive game that I had no idea what it was up and before I got it. Man, I saw the trailer drop for it right before Christmas or something like that. Either way, I got it for Christmas. This is my first Xenoblade game, man, but it really did get me to enjoy JRPGs again, in general. Because I'd even at the time I picked this up, I got it for Christmas, but I was even starting to I stopped liking Final Fantasies. I stopped liking Pokemon. I hadn't gotten into Persona yet, but I'm sure same case. I was just getting tired of it, and this one was just so different enough, especially with this big focus on exploration rather than just battles, that I fell in love with it. It's I got it for Christmas. I didn't put it down until I finally passed out a couple days later. I was playing it so much. The characters are good, This is the first Xenoblade game, apparently, to not have British people, and I'm not saying that's why I like it so much. Because I'm not saying that. There's it's just the big spectacle of it all it's just so alluring. You start off this little guy, just running around, man. Pew 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 pew, shing shing shing. That's your sword slashing and your gun sound. Sorry. You just start off that little guy, man, and you're fighting these big monsters, tall dudes, and they may be lanky and weak, but they're stronger than you. They're still able to one or two shot you, man. You build up levels fast, take them out. Next thing you know, before any big story stuff happens, you're fighting a giant bug that they're calling a Titan or something. That's weird. Tyrant, sorry. Titan is what they're called in Xenoblade 2, and they're good. Let me send you the music, because the music is a big reason why I love this game also. Tell me you listen to this and you don't get amped, and then they just start singing words that you're like, that doesn't, okay, sure. But it works. It's this weird mesh of sci-fi and somewhat futuristic, and now this is that's my favorite genre now. But is the sci-fi fantasy because of this game. No, it's just how customizable everything is, man. I remember where I was going with the thing earlier. You might probably got this too, but it's you start off as a little guy, going shooting around everything. You killing these big monsters. All of a sudden, a few chapters in, you get your own big giant thing. You get a Skell, which is just a robot mech you get to pilot, and then a few more chapters later, you get to fly it. It can fly now. So everything that you ever saw that was oh, that's unattainable, I can't get there, you can now. Every single thing in this game that you can see, you can fly to. And I think that is just amazing. There are no boundaries. And that really just drives it home to me, why I love exploration and things, why I love sandbox, is because if you see something, you can go do it. You can make your own fun. And that really is inspires me on how I want to craft different experiences for people. I hope you can salvage that into something.
Rocket League. Where to begin with my experiences with it? While most people absolutely trash on the game due to its simple nature and toxic community, I was allured by it. The simple charm hid a complex game with mechanics that would take me hours to try to describe. It started when I was bored of my normal games, wondering what to play. Then I saw it in my YouTube recommended, a video that would spark my interest in it. To this day, I sometimes regret playing it, but I would never change it for the world. Also, to answer the question, no, the toxicity starts in platinum, not in gold. Thank you for coming to my Chew Talk.
Okay, so hi everyone. I am Zozak. I like to think of myself as Chu's friend. I don't know if she feels the same way. I'm here to talk about what I consider to be my favorite game. It was very hard to make up my mind on it, so I figured I'd pick one with the most sentimental value. One that means a lot to me is SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. It's a wrestling game that came out in 2006, but basically the reason why it means so much to me is because it's basically how I met my brother and like bonded with him and how it really got to know him through it. So when I was a kid, there was this day where basically, oh hey, my mom was like, hey, your asshole dad isn't actually your real dad. We're gonna go meet your real dad in a few days. And I was like, okay, cool, something out of a soap opera, but basically we went to my dad's house. My dad was like, oh hey, what's up? And then he left because he had work. So it didn't even like process for me that I had met my dad. But my brother LB was just like, hey, do you want to play video games? And I was like, sure. I was like, all right, let's play SmackDown vs. Raw. I was like, what is that? And it turned out to be a wrestling game, like pro wrestling. And that's basically, like, through him is basically how I developed my love for both wrestling games and, like, fucking pro wrestling in general. Like, I'm a super huge pro wrestling fan right now. Like, it's just like a classic arcade style wrestling game where, like, every now and then I will just still go back and play through some of the story mode, or maybe just like do three or four matches. And I consider it to be the best wrestling game. Like, some people say it's like Here Comes the Pain or WWF No Mercy, but no, for me it's SVR 07. It's just so fucking good.
My favorite game to date, I would have to say, is the Tomb Raider series. And this is for the reason, let's hit the rewind button back. I'm talking like back to the 1990s when the first few games had come out. One of the things was, when I was growing up, my mom and I, like, she raised me. Like, my dad wasn't really in the picture, so she raised me in the household and all that stuff. So like our connection time and time together was like, you know, playing with toys and all this other stuff. But when PlayStation and games started coming out, she was into Nintendo Entertainment System, Legends of Zelda, Super Mario. This is the stuff my grandmother played with her. Well, now we've got the new generation stuff and we're playing PlayStation games. Tomb Raider was there. And we tried playing through the Tomb Raiders, but my God, it was so difficult, and trying to figure out all the puzzles, all the things going on and stuff like that. So the grind was definitely real, but then we'd go on to forums back in the day where you could find walkthroughs, you know, to get through the game. So she and I would spend hours sitting together playing through Tomb Raider, because she wasn't very good at the controls, but you know, we'd switch off every now and then, and I would control, you know, Lara Croft and all that, getting through the tomb and all that stuff, and she would coach me like, say, all right, you got to jump to here, grab that ledge, backflip to this ledge, backflip again to that next ledge, and all that stuff. So she would say, do this thing, I do this thing, and we get through the levels. But we did that for 6 straight games. Like Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3, Last Revelation, Tomb Raider Chronicles, and then Fallen Angel. I don't remember what the 6th one was, but we, like, after we had finished every game, actually I think we started with Last Revelations, and we're like, what the hell's going on in the story? So then she made it a point to go get the first 3, so we did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, burned through them all. And to this day, absolutely one of the most shining memories in my mind was when we were underground in this tomb, in this giant jungle-like cave. And this is Tomb Raider 1, I think, either 1 or 2. And we're just hanging out, beat-bopping around, trying to look, and there's like, wow, crazy, this tomb is really big, there's not much going on. And then all of a sudden, no ambient music, no noise, no nothing. A polygon, flat texture T-Rex tears out of left screen. My mom starts to lose her mind. She starts screaming. I start panicking. I start backflipping, jumping, running, and it was just her constant. Like when someone sees a mouse or something and she screams, like that's what's going on here. I'm losing my mind trying to not die with the T-Rex, but it was just that first initial meeting the T-Rex and then screaming, both of us screaming at the same time, trying to figure out what's going on. That is a shining moment in my memory. And there's countless others, like trying to swim through an underwater crypt or whatever, and a crocodile does the same damn thing. No ambient music, no danger music, like the oh shit, you're in combat now. There was no music like that back in the day, or depending on the situation or the game. And all of a sudden you just have this enemy just closing the distance. Sometimes they had fixed camera angles, so your character can be, kind of messing around over here, then all of a sudden enemy cuts you off from your character in the camera, so now you have to figure out where the hell you're going with an enemy between you and what's going on. And oh my god, it was awesome. I think the Tomb Raider series sits at the top of the most impressionable, fun games that kind of sealed away or earned its spot on the pedestal for me with games. So it was packed with adventure, a hell of a team game, and it was just all around good connection with my mom and me, and it was an awesome memory that we get to share. 6 straight games worth of memories. So, but yeah.
Thank you to the guys who did the interview. All of the socials for them will be linked in the description where applicable. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I want you to comment in the comment section below, obviously, what kind of games that you personally love, associate with a really cool memory. I'll be really interested to hear, so be sure to let me know, and on my socials, in my Discord as well, everything in the description. But I just wanted to finish off with the game I mentioned right at the very beginning, Pokemon, and so if you enjoyed, please do give it a like, subscribe. If you are new around here, it'll be good to have you, but enjoy the end. Have a good one, guys. So we've come to the end of the video, but I just had to mention Pokemon Emerald. I mentioned it at the very beginning, but I genuinely love this game. Everything about this game is amazing. It's definitely my favorite Pokemon. I love the world. I love the actual design of the Pokemon. And anytime I play this, it's like I revisit home again. Especially when you're in the truck and you're not sure what's going to happen, and something is waiting for you ahead of you, and all you have to do is step out. This is a game that I actually revisit on an occasional basis, either through a Nuzlocke randomizer game or just playing through by myself. Every time I hear this music, it's like I have come home, and I'm gonna go on a familiar but fun adventure. And yeah, there's nothing like it. This song especially, Gen 3 music is amazing, but this song specifically, there's nothing else like it. back home. And so, no matter what game you love, enjoy, hold close to you, we always have that one. And Pokemon Emerald is this. It's an amazing adventure. It brings me joy. It makes me happy. It's to me the perfect game. And I'm never gonna let go of it. And I don't want to. I love this game. And if you find a game that's like my Pokemon Emerald, don't let go of that either. Come back to it if you want. But no, it'll always be there. Just waiting for you. Waiting for you to hit the A button or something. But yeah. Thanks especially to Pokemon Emerald for entertaining me throughout pretty much my entire life.